The Holy letters. Friends, the holy letters are the letters of Hebrew's language which are part of the consonants and also the ancient Hebrew's pictogram characters that makes up the names of Elu'hym, whose name many have interpreted to mean God. And these letters are a part of the ancient Hebrew's alphabet that consist of the ancient Hebrew's consonants and also the Hebrew's characters of the ancient Hebrew's alphabet according to all those who are into Kabbalah. And these letters are called the holy letters. And they are the letters of the ancient Hebrew's alphabet which all make up the 72 names of God. And they are the names of God, according to the Kabbalists, and that these are also the 2 letters, that are the names for God, and that these letters are known as the holy name or the holy letters, and also which is the name of God. And also which is the name that the Kabbalists are calling the Diagrammaton or the holy letters. But these 2 letters, that they propagating is said to pronounce the name of because is whom is the odd and the sovereign King of heaven, and also is whom is also called Elu, and whose name they have being translating to mean God, and Elu'hym. And also the name that are contrived from the Jewish tetragram, and also the tetragrammaton, which are also some of the names that are rendered from these acronyms which has being deciphered for the names of God. But whose name is this undecipherable consonant, or acronyms, and which is this flawed acronym which they are saying is the unspoken name for God? And which have being used also for deciphering His holy sacred name, and all these false names, which many believe are the true name for God. But which many are adopting as the names for their unodd God, but in reality when they are properly written, they spell out the sacred holy name of Elu, whom is the holy sovereign one, whom is called and when they are rendered correctly they spells out the holy sacred name of Elu'hym, instead of the so-called names for God. Because they are the actual holy sacred name of instead of God's. Because is the sovereign one whom I have come to believe is the true sovereign one. And which many people now in the world of Christendom and Judaism and Islamism and also in many other religion but whom many now believe are the holy sacred name of Elohim or God, and which are the holy sacred name for God but whom is the Holy One whom is and whom is called the Iy ELU'HYMN. But friends, if you accept their flawed premises that God is called the Holy One, also that God is called Elohim, then you have bought into their erroneous doctrine, and also into their web of lies, and also for thinking that God is called Elohim. And many people have succumbed to their false indoctrination, and for believing that God is the true Holy One, and also that God is the Sovereign One whom is the Sovereign One of Iy'Abrahiymn, and also that God is the Sovereign Creator of all the heavens and the earth. And because of this flawed translation, and this deception many people have being deceived into their erroneous thinking, and also into their equivocations, and also into their false and misleading belief system and also into their false indoctrination. And this is why many people have succumbed to their false doctrine, and they have fallen into their web of lies and deception. And why many have being deceived. Friends, Shaitan have deceived many people in his world. And it is because many people have being indoctrinated by the Jesuits, and also the Jesuites whom are the agents of evil, and who are teaching that God is Elohim, and that God is the Sovereign One of heaven, but my friend, God is Satan whom they are misstating and misrepresenting for Elu'hym, and as a name for God whom is known as Satan, and these people they are also being misled, and they are also the tools, and also they are the instruments of Satan. Because God is the evil one whom is the antithesis of Elu, because the Holy Sovereign One is whom is the Holy One. And is whom is the odd of all the heavens and the earth. And is whom is also the sovereign King of all the heavens and the earth. And because of the deception of Shaitan and also the lies and his deception, and also all the heresies, and also the lies and the blasphemies of God and Jesus, many people in his world would be lost. Because they have fallen into the web of lies, and also the deception of God and the Jesuits. Because these people are the ones who are all deceivers. And they are the evil one who are publishing a false doctrine and a false name, and a false Christ for false name for Elohim whose name is called and which is the holy sacred name, and the holy letter which is the sacred name of Elu who is called and which is the holy Digrammatan, and whom the Jesuits and agents of evil, and also the tools of Satan are proposing is known as Satan because God is the evil one whom is the serpent and whom they are calling God, and also whom is their God. And whom many people are embracing, and also whom they are teaching is God, and also the Holy Sovereign One, and whose name they have translated to mean God instead of and the Holy One, and Elu, and whom is the Odd and also the Almighty One or the Almighty But God is whose name is actually called Satan. But Elohim is whose name is called Elu'hymn and also whose name is the Holy One, and also the Holy Prophet. And also the Sovereign One whom is the Christ and also Christ. But the Jesuits they are sadly being mistaken because God is not Elohim. And because God is the evil one whom is Satan. And Satan is the evil spirit whom is impersonating Elohim, because Elu'hymn is whom is also named And many people have being deceived by God, and by Jesus, and also by those whom are claiming that God is the Sovereign Holy One, and that Jesus is Christ and that Jesus is their Lord and also that He is also God, and also that Jesus is their Savior. And also that Jesus is their Redeemer and of the world, and also that Jesus is their Holy One. But friends, is the true Christ, and also is Christ. And is Elu, whom is the Holy One, and whose name is the holy letters Iy, and whose name is the sacred holy name, and also whom is Christ and the Christ, and also whom is the Sovereign One whom is called Elu'hymn or Elu'hymn. Friends, Shaitan have deceived many people who are in His world because of the Word of God, which is called the Bible. And also through the many religions, and also their many religious books. And it is because Shaitan is the benefactor of credit and also the praise and worship of all the fake religion and also all the false literaries. Because the worship of God is idolatry and idolomacy. And also the worship of Jesus as Christ is called Christolatry, and also Lordolatry and Arborolatry. Friends, the name of the Sovereign One of Iy'Abrahiymn isn't God. It is And whose name is called One. Because He is the Sovereign of Heaven whom is called Iy'Is and also is the Iy'Is One. Because His names are all Iy'Is names. And they aren't none of these Kabbalistic name for God, or the Kabbalistic Digrammatan or the Tetragrammaton or the Tetragram which is the acronym which many people are embracing as the so-called holy letters for their unodd gods. And also as the Hebrews characters and also the holy letters and also as the names of God. But whom many people have being deceived into thinking that these are somehow the true names for Elohim. Whose name have somehow being falsely translated to be that of God. Friends, Shaitan is named God, and Shaitan is even called the God of this world. But my friends, Shaitan is the serpent of old whom is also known as Godreel or Gadreel. And whose name is also called Gad or God for short. My friend, God, or Godreel was the one whom slept with Eve in Eve's garden in the beginning of Eve's world, and also in the creation of Eve's world. And God is still deceiving us in the world even today. Friends, there are about 30,000 names for God. For more information about all the different names for God, please see my message about the names for God. Friends, to learn more information about whom is the sovereign King of all the heavens and the earth, please see my messages on my Facebook page, and also my Rumble channel. A link would be placed at the end of this message. And also there would be a link to the Kabbalists' names for God. Whom many people are embracing for the true Sovereign One. But whose name isn't Elohim but Satan's. But His holy sacred name is whose name I am contending is the name of the Odd of all the heavens and the earth, and also whose name I am teaching and sharing is the Sovereign King of Heaven. But God is the name for Satan, and Satan is called Godreel, and also Gadreel. Because God is Shaitan, but Elu is whom is called Elu'hymn and Elu'hymn, but God is whom is called also called Shaitan and Shaitan because Satan is called God and whom is the devil, and also whom is called the serpent, because the serpent is Godreel and Gadreel and also Ibli, and also Abaddon and Apollyon. And also whom is the deceiver. And also whom is the God of this world. And whom is the evil one whom has been deceiving the people in Iy's world for decades and even eons? Friends, the god of this world is none other than Shaitan. And whom is also the evil one whom is called God or Godreel and Gadreel? And whom is also the evil spirit whom has been impersonating Iy, the true holy one whom is called Iy ELU'hYMN? And also whom is the sovereign one of Iy ELU'hYMN whom is called Iy ELU, and also Iy ELU'hYMN? And also whom is the Almighty One whom is the Odd and also the Almighty Iy? And also whose name is the Sovereign Creator whom is called the Holy One? And also whose name is named Holy Iy? Because Iy is the name of the Most High. And also because Iy is whose name is called One. And Iy is whom name is the Holy One whose name is the holy letters of the Digrammaton. And also the Tetragrammaton and also the Tetragram. Friends, the holy sacred name is called Iyyus, because Iy is the Iyyus one whom is sovereign king. And also the Most High One whom is the Odd of all the heavens and the earth. And all the heavens and the earth is Iy's olam. And which is Iy's universe. And it isn't God's. And it isn't any of the Kabbalistic name for Shaitan whom is also known as God. Thank you. To be continued. The end.